Yo, big, huge shout out. I really believe that Candace is going to become Candace's number one witness against Candace because she says some things and I don't think people listen to her in her fullness, or I think she says so much now that she's starting to overstep and even contradict herself. What do I mean? So I've been asking if the dying sister theory is a novel idea. And I'll play that clip in a second. And I had a commenter jump into the chat and he says this: dog, I don't like Candace either. And I think she's a plant. But her argument this whole time has been that the brother took the sister's identity. I watched the whole series, unfortunately, but in the second episode, Becoming Brigitte, an Inaccessible Past, episode 2, at the 1640 mark, she mentions this. It was 6 months ago. There's definitely tons of reasons to hate on her, but we got to get the facts straight, or else what are we even doing here? Okay. All right. Shout out to him. I appreciate him for tapping in for sure. The problem is, I'm going to pull the clip up and you tell me, and we'll play it. I'll play a little bit long, maybe like 2 minutes of it. And you tell me, is this the dying sister theory?
We must stay focused, brothers. We must.
Now having it, and I was just getting into this bizarre story. And so I was just investigating, asking questions, reading other people's investigations. Now I'm a lot deeper on the facts. And I now know for a fact that that photo was not recolorized. Okay. Similarly, at the beginning, when I was trying to understand this case, I had asked Xavier Poussard about the theory, which a lot of people were wondering, which was, did the real Brigitte Trogneau die when she was a child? And did perhaps Brigitte Macron take her identity? Again, that was a theory that was floating around the internet.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Similarly, at the beginning, when I was trying to understand this case, I had asked Xavier Poussard about the theory, which a lot of people were wondering, which was, did the real Brigitte Trogneau die when she was a child? And did perhaps Brigitte Macron take her identity? Again, that was a theory that was floating around the internet.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
And I now know for a fact that no, she did not die when she was a child.
So my question is does that sound like she is ruminating on that? Or does it sound like this is a hypothesis? Like what is she doing there? She's saying no, she did not die as a child. Okay. And I think she's using the word child. I can't find her saying anything else about it, but I'm going to pull up next.
Very clear that Brigitte Trogneau existed. It's very clear that she was, in fact, the sister of Jean-Michel Trogneau. And I think that if I am guessing what took place here, Jean-Michel Trogneau took Brigitte Trogneau's identity at some point. It's very obvious he kind of becomes his sister. That's what seems to be the most logical conclusion based off of everything. So the question that people ask is, okay, if you're operating under that theory, what happened to the real Brigitte Trogneau? And so if we are to believe that, I do believe that Brigitte Trogneau, the real Brigitte Trogneau existed, it's plausible that Brigitte Trogneau got sick, that the real Brigitte Trogneau got sick and perhaps had a dying wish to help her brother.
That's suspicious.
Jean-Michel Trogneau, who was living perhaps as Veronique, right? And knowing that, okay, well, he's never going to be allowed to live his life authentically. He's always going to be always going to be hiding and doing these sorts of things because this is just not a time where people are recognizing this transgendered identity. Well, what if she gifted her brother her identity?
That's weird.
Here, this is not a thing yet. You can just become me. Okay, that's, again, we're surmising. There's no evidence that Brigitte Trogneau died. There's no evidence of that. But that's what it feels like to me. It feels like to me that Brigitte Trogneau did her brother, the real Brigitte Trogneau, did her brother a favor and allowed him to become her. Again, that's my theory. While we're allowed to think.
You don't find that suspicious?
Similarly, at the beginning, when I was trying to understand this case, I had asked Xavier Poussard about the theory, which a lot of people were wondering, which was, did the real Brigitte Trogneau die when she was a child? And that's, again, we're surmising there's no evidence that Brigitte Trogneau died. There's no evidence of that. Perhaps Brigitte Macron take her identity. Again, that was a theory that was floating around the internet. And I now know for a fact that no, she did not die when she was a child.
All right. So I'm asking you, does it seem like it's the same story? Does it look like it's the same recount? Because it seems like a totally different scenario. Talking about dying as a child. She's talking about this allegedly this woman dying as a child. I don't see anything else by her that denoted that this happened later on, or that the woman died when she was older versus died when she was a child. I don't get it. I don't get why she's latched onto this, and I don't get why people don't see this, or why they see this as something different. And maybe I'm missing it, but I don't get it. What do y'all think? Hey, wait, this is Editor Jason from the future telling you what's going to be in my past, but your future. Okay, whatever. This is another problem with this whole brother became the sister argument. Brigitte Trogneau, the girl, was allegedly born on April 13th, 1953. Jean-Michel Trogneau was born in 1945. That means that they're roughly 8 years apart. So if that be the case, we're talking about if the girl was 8 when she got sick and died, that means her brother was 16. We're talking about some serious growth differences between, not just the difference between a boy and a girl, but we're talking about the differences between ages, just age alone. Let's pretend like they are completely the exact same physiological makeup. Okay. But you're still talking about 8-year spread. Is this what we're supposed to believe? This dude is over here shaving, but he's going to pretend to be his sister that's wearing pigtails and playing hopscotch. Okay. Oh. Does that make sense? But okay, anyway, this is Editor Jason. I'm out. Let me know down in the comments if you agree. Am I missing the point? Or do you think that this is a novel idea? The idea that the woman was on her deathbed giving her identity to her brother is different than the theory, because Candace isn't even committed to it, that the girl died and the brother assumed her identity. And we're not even beginning to talk about all the different people that would need to be complicit in this, that knew of the little girl and now the brother is the little girl, or knew of the woman, now the brother is the woman. It's just it just doesn't make any sense. But what do y'all think? Down in the comments, let me know. And until next time, grace and peace.